Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's YunKs. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Memory of Felwinter on the Nightstalker Hunter. We're going to go a little in depth with this, and before we get into it, if you do not know, Memory of Felwinter will give you an extra grenade and melee charge, but you sacrifice your super. You will no longer have a super, and I always recommend 100% discipline and 100% strength if you are running Memory of Felwinter on any subclass, that is. So let's take a closer look at the Nightstalker subclass, and let's go over what's important here. So lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. There is absolutely no point of Light of the Pact and Courage of the Pact since you won't have a super. So lockdown is already an obvious choice. So yeah, your grenades and smoke effects last twice as long. Very, very good to go along with Memory of Felwinter. No reason at all not to run this whatsoever. That would be ridiculous if you didn't run this. So make sure you have lockdown. Here I recommend Envenomed. I mean, you could go Vanish and Smoke depending on your play style. We're going to talk mostly about PvP in this video, guys. In PvE, Shadow Shot is way too important, so I would not recommend using Memory of Felwinter in PvE on your Nightstalker. So this video is going to be mainly about PvP. So Envenomed, very solid melee to have in PvP. So you will have two of these, and we're going to go over here to the grenades. This is really personal preference. Void Walls and Vortexes go very well with the Envenom grenades. Just like throw them on top of each other. But Spike Grenades also, you know, they can work. You kind of place them like Lightning Grenades. It works almost the same way as Lightning Grenades if you are familiar with the Strikers, you know, the Striker Titan. So that's really up to you on that. So that's really it for the subclass. Just make sure you have lockdown, just please. So we're gonna go here and take a look at the exotic armor. Let's see what exotic armor can possibly go with this build. So we have Knucklehead Radar that can work. Acolophage Symbiote, that's for the Gunslinger. Mask of the Third Man, that's for Blade Dancer. This is for Golden Gun, the Arachnid. Golden Gun again, Skyburner's Annex, yeah, we're gonna pass that. Graviton Forfeit, yeah, that's a possibility for sure. Let's take a look at the chest. We have Crest of Afalupi. We're not gonna use this. We're just gonna pass on that. Lucky Raspberries for Blade Dancer, so is Tarantella's. Right, actually no, it's not. No, it's not. Lucky Raspberry, excuse me, guys. You respawn with full grenade energy, so this can work. So moving on to the Young Ahamkara Spine. This is for the Golden Gun subclass. Don't Touch Me's. When you take a melee attack, you go briefly invisible. So this could be a possibility. Capri Stings can work as well. But you can go invisible on any subclass now. Sealed Ahamkara's Grasp you don't need because you have that additional melee charge already for a Memory of Felwinter. And Shinobu's Vows is for the skip grenades and on the Blade Dancer subclass. Don't need that. Radiant Dance Machines, of course, can work, but we could do better. Bones of Ao is always a good choice on a hunter, but of course, we're looking for something specific for this build, and there we go with the Frost EE5. We're just going to call it Frosties here. So the Frosties here are pretty much the thing you're going to want to run, at least what I recommend. Graviton is also good if you want to run Shade Step in like Keen Scout, let's say. If you really enjoy that combo, then Graviton Forfeit is always an option. Frosties just really go with this build very much. So while you sprint, you gain tighter turn radius, but it's all about the faster grenade and melee regen. Very solid, very good. It works so perfectly on this build, so that's probably the thing you're going to want to run. Of course, it's all up to you. You could go Lucky Raspberry if you want to spawn with 2 grenades every time you spawn. You could go with, if you really want to turn invisible and still have Envenoms, I guess you could go Capri Stings, but nah, you probably do better. Don't Touch Me's, yeah, like I said, we're looking for things specific to this build, and that would probably be the Frosties. Graviton would be the next thing I would recommend, then maybe Lucky Raspberry, so you could spawn with 2 grenades. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that, guys. So the main question here is this useful? Is it worth using Memory of Felwinter and losing your super on the Nightstalker Hunter? Well, I already talked about it in PvE. I really don't think it's worth it whatsoever. Shadow Shot's just too good. But in PvP, it can definitely work. And of course, Shadow Shot can be very important as well in PvP, but you could live without it. I do agree it can be game changing if you place your shadow shots right, or if you use that quiver at the right moment, or if you save that black hole for heavy. It certainly can be very vital to your match. So if you are running Memory of Felwinter on your Nightstalker, those are the sacrifices you're going to have to take. You won't have your super, but of course you'll have that double melee and grenade charge. I did run this for maybe 4 or 5 games, Memory of Felwinter on the Nightstalker. I was rocking Frosties, and I was rocking 100% discipline and strength as well, along with the Monte Carlo, which always goes pretty damn well with the Memory of Felwinter because of the faster melee charge when you shoot enemies and the possibility of it fully regenerating after a kill. And after running this for those few games, I did find it very nice to have those melee and grenades pretty much almost at every encounter. And with the Frosties, you're going to make sure you want to keep moving. You want to keep sprinting as much as possible. And if you can place your smokes and grenades correctly most of the time, then you're pretty much going to be a nuisance to the enemy team because you're going to have these so often. Like I said, I pretty much had at least 1 grenade and 1 melee at every encounter. You could use them for zoning, you could use them for crowd control and slowing and disorienting your enemy, you could just use them for strict damage. These smokes and grenades have a lot of utility, and like I said, if you place them correctly, these can be very powerful and also game changing on their own. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth with the build specifically in this video. If you guys want to see a more specific build, almost similar to the Ultimate Shotgun Warrior build I did with the Defender Titan, if you want to see something like that with the Nightstalker with Memory of Felwinter, just go ahead and leave in the comments. I could go more in depth with how fast the cooldowns are with Frosties on and with maxed out discipline and strength for your smokes and melees, and I don't know, stuff like that. If you want to see that, just leave it in the comments. So back to the main question, can Memory of Felwinter work on the Nightstalker Hunter in the Crucible? Since we already know it's probably not a good choice for PvE, can it work in PvP? Yes, it most certainly can. I wouldn't always recommend it though for everybody. It really depends on your playstyle. If you're all about the smokes and grenades and you don't really care about the super, well, by all means run Memory of Felwinter. But if you really enjoy using that shadow shot in the Crucible, then don't run it. You could survive without it. It's not a big deal. It's just a little something that gives a little extra variety in the game. I really love this artifact just for the fact it really provides more variety in Destiny. Anyway, guys, go ahead and leave in the comments. Let me know your opinion on Memory of Felwinter on a Nightstalker Hunter. Do you ever run this? Just let me know how you feel. And also, I will be covering every single subclass with Memory of Felwinter. I already did the Sunsinger, and of course, I just did Nightstalker. So I am aiming for a Titan subclass next. So guys, go ahead and leave in the comments. Let me know what Titan subclass you would like to see in the next one of these videos. Anyway, I think that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. Memory of Felwinter can work on Nightstalker. Depends on your playstyle, of course. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video. And go ahead and leave a sub if you haven't already. If you want to see more Destiny content, I will be bringing it to you guys on the daily. Anyway, I will see you next time.